was about to say hey guys, but hey guys, welcome to the Will-Kae experience. Needless to say, I am Willard Kachere. That's where the Will-Kae comes from. The experience part is basically everything that I go through in life that I think may help you or may not help you, but I'll still put it out there. You take what you need, you leave what you don't need. But basically, that's what this podcast is really about. Trying to take life experiences, applying them, helping each other as we grow. So expect to have guests on the show, people that you suggest, people that I think may be best at, kind of giving you life advice and all that. But at the same time, today, I've got a special guest, my right-hand man. But before all that, just to say, you guys also need to watch out for just mental health awareness. That is my biggest thing. I'm big on mindset, so that would explain 2 years straight of Mindset Monday for those who know. For those who don't know, that's your homework for today. But just being in a position where we can encourage each other, we can build each other up mentally so that we can build our mental stamina, because mindset and mental health issues are the ones that are really affecting the world. You can't really focus or function without having a set mindset or a straight mindset or whatever you want to call it. But look, without wasting much of your time today, I am here with SHALdo. SHALdo is my right-hand man. He is always going to be my right-hand man until he doesn't want to be anymore. But look, welcome to the Will-Kae experience.
Thanks, man. I feel I'm probably one of the few people who will be pretty much just coming into this thing quite a lot. Yeah.
I mean, for those who don't know, SHALdo actually used to produce. He actually used to produce the show we were on radio every Wednesday called The Heat Press. But now he'll probably produce this podcast. Who knows?
Yeah, speak to me right.
Whatever, man.
The dollars.
How are you feeling about 2021, man?
Oh, man, I think we're starting 2021 with lockdown. I've been seeing a lot of people saying January is cancelled, and I like that you've already touched on the topic of mental health. I think as we start the year with the lockdown, that's something that's going to be quite crucial for a lot of people. Don't cancel January just because, we're starting it off under lockdown restrictions. I'm excited. I think it's going to come with a lot of challenges. There are a lot of changes in the world. But yeah, as with any challenge, it presents certain opportunities. So keep your mind right and...
Wait, what's that thing you always say? Be resourceful? That statement of yours?
Yeah,
what is it?
When your resources are limited, you've got to be resourceful.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. And just to say, 2021, January cannot be cancelled simply because this is the foundation of the year. How you start may actually determine how you go through the rest of the year. So if you're cancelling 2021 now, for some it's a whole year that they've already cancelled, because to them it's like, oh, we're here again, we've seen this before. Crazy thing is, you've never seen 2021 before, and it will present different opportunities. It will present obviously different trials, tribulations, but what about those that are surviving? What are they doing different from what you're doing? Those are the questions you should be asking. All the things that you're putting out there in the world right now. If you're saying January is cancelled already, you might as well cancel February, because I don't see much happening for you in February, because the lockdown is going to slow down everything. The US elections might affect this and that. Britain leaving, the UK leaving the EU might affect this and that. And you may be affected and you can't change it. Yeah. That's also another thing. I think that's a problem that we have. Dwelling on things that we can't change, hoping we're going to change them, even though knowing we can't change them. That's where we waste most of our time.
There's that. I wish I could recite it by head. The serendipity prayer.
Oh yeah.
That talks about being content with things that you can't change and doing your best about the things that you can change. But it's difficult, man. And I will tell you, I'm definitely cancelling Bauer for the next leg. Even when things are back to normal.
So Bauer is clubbing, Bauer is going out, drinking, that sort of thing. That's Bauer for those who don't know.
Yeah, cancel vibes for a while.
Why are you cancelling the vibes? We want good vibes.
No, I mean, I'm just, the cases are on the up and up. I know people, you know, who are close to our circles who've pretty much been hit, you know.
Yeah, true.
Even those who haven't necessarily tested, they seem pretty certain with it was COVID.
Yeah,
So I think it's quite crucial that we stay safe. I mean, we're having this conversation socially distanced, which feels a little weird, but it's necessary, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Now we got to get it right, and you know we have to be responsible. So guys out there, please stay safe. You know, mask up, sanitize, steam. You know, take zinc. What else? You've got the whole concoction. Let us know.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
All of that. All that jazz.
Whole lot.
All that jazz. Tell me something. Did you set goals for 2021, or it's just kind of still floating?
So I'm not big on resolutions.
Okay.
Like, I'm not against it. I just feel I've never been one to wait for the start of a year to say, okay, in 2021, I'm going to do A, B, and C.
I like that.
You know, but yeah, definitely I do have certain things that, I mean, from as far back as October, November last year, that I started just jotting down. So I start, my birthday's in December.
Yeah.
So I pretty much start pacing myself for the next year, you know, on my birthday in December. So yeah, I do have goals.
This is why you're my right hand man. This is why, because I start my new year in the last quarter.
Yeah.
Because I make sure by the time we hit the end of the third quarter, I've probably smashed out all my goals.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm just chilling and I'm like, okay, now what to achieve? Okay, 2021 here. Let's go.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that we've already, you know, there's a lot I've already achieved, you know, for 2021 that I started last year. And for me, it's like, you know, you just gotta start where you are. That's the one thing I've said almost on a daily basis. Start where you are. I was reading, funny enough. So one of my goals this year actually was to read the Bible, the whole Bible in 1 year. So
You've not been reading the Bible?
No, like the whole Bible. I can read the Bible, but I don't read the whole Bible.
Just messing with you, bro.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was reading, so the devotional, it said, you know, so right is the 1st of January, and I'm going to the gym, and there's all this extra equipment, and everyone has set New Year's resolutions, and I know by day 7, but after 1 week, the gym is going to take out all that extra equipment because people would have already quit on their goals.
Yeah.
What do you think causes that? Are we excited? Is this just the hype? Are people bandwagoning this whole 2021 stuff and then, or just a new year?
Yeah, I think so. I think the gym is an excellent example in that. I don't think a lot of people that go to the gym are going necessarily for fitness for themselves.
Okay.
It's almost, I mean, even if you want to get whatever body you want to get, is it really for you or it's for other people?
For other people, yeah.
I think that's where we get it wrong. It needs to be for you first and foremost, you know. You having a grand body that people love, that should be a bonus to your health, to your fitness. And I think even outside of fitness and, you know, gym going and whatnot, I think there are a lot of things that we do for others, not necessarily for ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be difficult, you know, if you're placing the perceptions or opinions of others towards you as, you know, a priority over whatever it is you want to do. For things you love, man, you don't need a bell to ring to tell you, do check out, or even if it's necessary. You know, you don't need a bell to ring to eat. Like, your body demands it. So it's for you. It's not for anybody else.
So,
I don't know, that's my take.
So are we cloud chasing? Is that what it is?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it makes sense. And you know what? It's crazy because obviously, for those who don't know, we've got the book club that we're doing this year where we'll be reading. Every 2 weeks we'll be reading a book. So the first book we are reading actually is called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And it's crazy because you're saying we don't do things for ourselves, but we're probably doing it for other people. That's why we quit so early. And it just reminded me the reason why we're doing something will be the determining factor, whether we see it through or not.
Yeah.
Because the reason why actually carries some sort of weight. for me, I know I'll never quit on my family. So for me, one of my goals, in this life is to retire my mom and dad. So no matter what,
Nice.
it's mandatory that I make it.
Yeah.
I'm never going to quit until that happens.
Yeah.
But imagine if my goal was, I just want to have enough money to pop bottles every weekend. If I don't make enough to pop bottles that weekend, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm okay with it because it's not, the waiting is different. Start with why. That's pretty interesting. Yeah. I don't know how many. You guys drop us a comment, leave us a comment, or just let us know how you guys are feeling about people doing things for other people. And I know Gary V said something like, the problem is you waste so much time doing things to impress people that don't even care about you.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's where we get lost. Okay, cool.
I'll tell you one of the things that it's not a goal per se. Definitely something I've said to myself, don't get into this here. Don't get into this, SHALdo. I have no intention whatsoever to get into a relationship in 2021.
What?
None whatsoever.
What are you talking about? What?
Mashurugwi in the streets. None whatsoever.
What is wrong with you? What's going on? Okay, let's talk about relationships then.
Yeah, man. My past. I can't say this on the podcast.
Go for it. Give us a little bit of juice, just a little bit of sauce.
I think I've been with people that get infatuated with the feeling I give them a lot more than they are concerned about, just about SHALdo.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel it makes sense.
And I'm gonna save myself from that this year. I've said this for the past, I think probably the past 5 years. I've said this, and then something happens.
New year, no relationship. Boom. New year, new relationship. All right, now I hear you. No, I think, you know what? I always tell this to people, and I light up every time I say this because it's true. I know it's true. I've experienced it. I am experiencing it. I'm gonna continue experiencing it. Being in a relationship is one of the most amazing things, and it's not even just a relationship because it doesn't start with the relationship. It starts when you guys are getting to know each other. Everything seems right, and in turn, it is right. It feels right. I don't know how to put it across because sometimes it's hard when you tell someone, look, I met my partner and I knew on the first day that was the one.
Was that the case for you?
Yeah.
Nah, come on.
I know love at first sight is real because I've experienced it, so I've got first-hand information. That's why this is the Will-Kae experience, because I've got the experience. And to be honest, everything feels right in the beginning, and it still feels right. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's not, but it's perfect in its imperfection because you understand each other with someone. You're willing to do whatever. It's peace of mind. It's happiness. I'll pick that over anything, any day. Just being able to be yourself around someone, just being able to wake up and know that I'm moving in life with someone. And sometimes it may take a bit of time before you guys actually officialize the dating, but there's no formula. That's what I've known. I now know there's no formula to this.
I think, sorry to interrupt you, but like in the age that we live in, it's actually a bit, very few people are actually doing the official thing of, will you be my girlfriend? It sort of happens organically.
Oh, it's just automatic.
But the danger in that though is, sometimes you then make your assumptions and then it's like, plus.
Someone will wake up and be like, but did I ask you out? And you're like, whoa, whoa. Like it happens all the time. I've had friends complain like, look, he said to me, oh, did I ever ask you out?
Yeah.
How are you my girlfriend? I never asked you out. But some people are really okay. I'm really okay being, even if I don't say it, like you just know, like I know. We are together. Yeah, it is what it is. Come on, people, respect yourselves.
It's a dangerous place to be. You've got to do the official thing because don't make assumptions.
Sometimes you get carried away. Everything's going so great. You actually forget you never actually asked out this person. And then you guys are just functioning like you're in a relationship because they're accountable to you. You're accountable to them. They ask you, where are you and what are you doing? You're going to answer. And it's the same thing. Yeah. So it's like, we're already dating, but
And I really think there's something heavy about titles. In my experience, the moment you officially title yourself boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you're a couple, yeah, things sort of start going down the drain. But I wanted to ask you, because I think I've always felt people over romanticize this. I knew the moment I saw her. It's like you're walking us through a movie, I just knew right.
You watch too many movies.
But that's precisely what you were saying.
But
how do you know for sure?
It's like that because it's like you're there, right? You meet someone for the first time. You've never had a conversation with that person.
You don't know this person.
You don't know this person.
And you know this the one.
You say a couple words to each other, and all of a sudden there's a shift in your head. There's a shift everywhere in your whole body. You're like, whoa. It's like kaboom.
See, the movie stuff.
No, but then that's exactly what happens because, dude, you can't explain it. You can't. Mm-hmm. You can't. It's just like, I want to be with this person, and it is what it is, and everything feels right. So okay, fine. Since you're saying it's movie stuff, how do you then explain, going on? I'm not even gonna say years. Let's talk about the first month. Things are only getting better. Second month, things are only getting better.
Listen, I can understand that because you're spending time with each other. But from get-go, it's, oh my gosh, I just knew the moment that I saw her.
It's real. It actually happens. Okay, you stop making it sound like it's a movie. It's not a movie. It happens. It's real life. When you get there, trust me, one day you're gonna tell me.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
One day. I mean, because she's thinking the exact same thing you're thinking. Wow, you're both blown out of your mind, and
precisely
you just connect.
What I'm saying. Movies.
You just connect.
What are the odds that two people who've never met before, they meet for the very first time, and they both just from there?
How do you decide to date someone?
Vibes and that.
Vibes. So if you vibe on the first day, then what happens?
Then let's have another date. Let's go on another date. Let's test it out a bit.
You see, I think I was listening to something this morning, and they were saying it was actually Gary Vee. Oh my God, I think I'm obsessed with Gary Vee. Gary Vee was saying the reason why you don't get anything done is because you're trying to overthink everything. You're trying to reason about every single thing. So when you meet someone, you're trying to justify why you like them or why you're attracted to them on the first day. But it's not supposed to be like that because you already know, your body already knows, your mind already knows, your heart already knows.
I don't trust these streets. I have to understand what's going on.
You know what? I think you belong to the streets. That's what I think. I think you belong to the streets, and now you're just trying to justify. But you know what? Look, relationships are a big thing, and you know what? To be honest, I feel like people need to be careful about who they're with, who you share your energy with, because more often than not, the person that you're with actually has a big role to play in your day-to-day life and just your mental health in general. They probably know everything about you, or they know most things about you. They probably control a part of your day, even though you may sit there and think, "Nah, I'm the man," or "Nah, I'm the one who's got this in this relationship," even if you're a girl or whatever. It's like they have certain power over your day, over your energy, over your mind. If they say jump, you're probably gonna be like, how high, even though you don't want to admit it to yourself. So you have to be careful. You have to be careful with who you surround yourself with, who you're dating, who you're in a relationship with, who you get married to. You can never get it 100% correct, but just being mindful of the fact that, look, I need to be careful so that I protect my energy, because I've been in emotionally abusive relationships. I've definitely been in those. I've been in physically abusive relationships. Not that I would ever smack a woman or anything. But
the other way around.
The other way around. It's like, someone's trying to hit you, and you're just trying to.
Yeah, in your case, someone's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
She was trying to kill you.
Hey, bro. Hey, let's leave that on out. But someone's trying to hurt you, and then all you gotta do is probably hold them. You can't, because my principles as Willard, I will never lift up my hand to hit a lady.
Yeah.
You know, I can go and we can brawl at the club. We can brawl anywhere in the street or whatever, as long as it's guys only. But when it comes to females, you know, I take, you know, that gender-based violence. Yeah, it's a big thing for me. Next level, I will not do that. So I've been there and I've seen how much it's affected me. I've seen how much it's taken from me and how much I had to come back from that. I had to make a comeback from all these things. At that point, I decided I need to be more intentional about keeping my energy safe and, you know, just keeping good energy around me. And that's where we're at now. So even the people I interact with, the females I interact with, you know, good vibes all the way. So yeah.
How did you come out of that? I know you talk a great deal about mental well-being, mental health, really. How did you drag yourself from the pits?
To be honest, it's more of, do I want this? You know, the reason why I need to get out of the pits was bigger than the reason why I shouldn't get out the pits. So it's the reason why. I knew had I stayed in those pits, I wouldn't be a better man for anyone else's child. You know, that's where all the trauma starts. You start dwelling on things. You stay there. You start dwelling on things and you become very toxic. And then you start, you know, passing on that toxicity to someone else. It's actually very easy. When you're in a relationship with someone, it's actually crazy because when energies meet, you've got good energy and toxic energy. When they meet, some of the good energy might try and cross over to the other side. And it'll work. But also that toxic energy will also cross over to you. Now you realize, look, I'm starting to sound like my partner. I'm starting to act like my partner. I'm starting to sound insane like my partner. You know, so relationships are a big thing. That's why I said, you know, you need to protect your energy. Why? Because it's crazy how so much, like for me, right? I've got really close friends, and then my best friends are they're not my friends. Those are my brothers. I speak like them. I speak like them.
Yeah.
Because we don't spend much time together, but when we do spend time together, we really spend time together, and I speak like them. It's like, I just said something that Ice would say. I just said something that Chaps would say. I'm like, oh, wait, you know, okay, it makes sense. We're that close. It's the same thing.
Did you like have to go through a process of therapy or anything of that sort? Because I know there's still quite a lot of people who have certain perceptions towards that.
I'm blessed to not have had to go for therapy because for me, self-development was always a thing. So my reflection process would identify what was wrong. And my goal for that day after reflecting is to try and fix. It's not going to happen overnight. So I might reflect over the same issue over a couple of days, over some time. But yeah, I sat down and, you know, I just consumed good content. I created good vibes around me. I started being protective about my energy. So the people that were around me were very positive. And now when you've got very positive people around you, look,
you become a positive person yourself.
You definitely become a positive person yourself, you know. Everybody likes happy people. Even sad people like happy people. So I had happy people around me. But at the same time, it didn't start with them. It had to start with me. I had to make a conscious effort to try and be happy and actually be happy before I could go seeking happiness in other people or happy people around me, because it's very easy for your energy to put someone off.
Yeah.
You know, you're coming through with your bad energy and then someone's happy, but they're just sensing something off. So you have to be in a good place. So for me, before therapy, I would probably try and put myself in a space where, you know, I'm all right. I'm like, okay, maybe I just need that extra push.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's really what you do on a daily basis, just what you consume. Absolutely. So like on social media, I stay away from Twitter. I stay away from Twitter, not in the sense that it's a bad.
Twitter's a vibe, bro.
Yeah, Twitter's a vibe, but it's on my vibe.
Yeah.
I know my kind of vibes. You know, I'm not gonna sit there and look at someone being cyberbullied and think it's okay.
Yeah.
As much as we laugh, because nowadays what we go for most is, these memes are funny. And the worst part is if it's a meme and the picture is someone you already know, that is actually cyberbullying. It's different from taking Omar Simpson and then making a meme out of that.
Yeah.
You know, it's different.
Yeah.
But, we're not taking pictures of each other. We're now making memes out of them, and then the whole world is laughing at you. Some people are mentally strong to handle that. Some people are not.
Yeah.
So that's where our generation is really killing each other, because I've seen the Twitter streets are dangerous.
Yeah.
They're really dangerous, and there are people there that have a voice on Twitter, but when you see them in person, they can't say much because their control, their voice is cyber. So it's like
they're nobody.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, oh, okay, you're so loud on Twitter, but now in person, and you've got so much on Twitter, but now in person. Social media in general, which is the perception that really the perception on social media is, look, I've got this. Yeah, and it's not everybody. Again, I must stress this. It's not everybody. Some people are just living their lives. They have it, and we can't force them not to post it up, because that's how they live. That's their life. And people just need to come to the fact. People need to come to a point where they accept the fact that we're all different. We are blessed different. We have different things. So I always look at it like, if I post up, if I've got a Lamborghini and I post it up, it's all good. That's the car that I have. What do you want me to do? Yeah. If you've got a Honda Fit and you post it up, that's the car you got. That's the car you got. Yeah. What are you supposed to do? Yeah. You okay, fine. You're showcasing your lifestyle, but then it is your true lifestyle. Yeah. You're better off than someone who's going to rent a Lamborghini, or someone who's going to stand and pose by a Lamborghini and say it's theirs. Yeah. Number one, and number two, you're obviously, you don't want to be found wanting. You don't want to be found in that space where I've got a Lamborghini. I've never seen people who have what they say they have, then go and say, why is he posting up a Honda Fit? Like, it's not like that car is special. I've never seen people who actually have Lamborghini say that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's also a battle that we have on social media. It's like, why is that person posting that as if? Yeah. It's almost like you're setting a standard, but then what we're forgetting is we all come from different backgrounds. We're all different people. We're all just trying to live.
I think I've always asked this question. If followers were to become some sort of currency, because in a way I think that's what social media has done. Like your worth is somewhat attached to the number of free tweets you get, the number of likes you get, heck, the number of followers you've got. Which, I mean, it's a existential crisis that we're in that it robs us of just the opportunity to live. You go to a restaurant, instead of you just enjoying your goddamn meal, you have to take a picture of that thing. But I've always there's a guy called Ray-Kaz. I've been listening to this guy a lot. He's got a song called Nabila, and he talks about that quite spectacularly well. I just had to drop the name. I think he's the best rapper artist in my world.
Here we go. Okay, you're gonna pay for that. But no, I hear you. At the same time, let's appreciate the fact that we need people that are posting up their stuff. To also encourage the people that are coming up. Like, look, I want to get there one day. So it's about how you consume the content. Because for me, I'll see Grant Cardone on his G6, and he's playing with $100 notes, and I'm like, you know what, I want to be on that level one day. There's someone else who look at it like he's just showing off.
I'm a bit. I think it brings into play multiple conversations. Okay. I think that part of the challenge with in my view, money is not value in itself, but a measure of value. Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of the flexing on social media, really, it goes back to money in one form or another. And we seem to have moved away from the age where we wanted money to be able to realize our dreams. Now the dream is to have money. Yeah, it begs the question, how do you have millionaires, billionaires, how do you have, pretty rich people, pretty famous people struggling with their mental health to the extent of perhaps committing suicide and whatnot. So I would never want, taking nothing away from people who find inspiration in such things. I would never want to find inspiration in someone posting up a Lamborghini. I would not want to be inspired by someone just because Gosh, I sound so politically incorrect right now, but that doesn't inspire me.
Okay.
I'm a lot more inspired by, what example can I give? For lack of a better phrase, rags to riches. Just, like the genuine process, okay, I love people like Takura, because you can see the evolution coming from absolutely nothing to quote unquote superstardom that he has now.
Okay.
There's been a process as opposed to just, I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. But at the same time, I feel like, well, not but it's all about, do you want to know their story?
Precisely.
Do you want to know their story?
I think
where
that's
they're
what we
coming
don't
from?
ask.
Exactly. We don't ask. And most people don't put it out there. But I know for a fact a lot of millionaires, billionaires, they put their story out there. If you look for it, you'll find it. So when he's in his G6, he's not saying, he's like, guys, you can have this, right? I may not know the formula to success, but there's some steps that I took that got me here. Here they are, right?
Yeah.
Those kind of things. So I've seen people who have a story to tell. They can back up where they're coming from. You can see, like, look, he started from here, he ended up there.
Yeah.
Rags to riches type.
As long as that formula is not hard work, prayer, hard work. That helps.
It's a part of it. It's a part of it, but that's not the whole formula.
Yeah.
It's a part of it. Prayer, hard work, depending on what you believe in, but prayer, hard work, and all that's a part of it. But that's not the whole formula, because there's a whole lot of other stuff to learn.
Yeah. That helps nobody. I think a lot of people work hard. A lot of people pray hard.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
at the same time, all I need people to know is we can't all be the same.
Yeah.
We can't.
Yeah.
That's why we have entrepreneurs, super entrepreneurs that are now running companies that they don't even have to be there for their companies to be running. Those are entrepreneurs. Then we've got the self-employed, where they've quit their job and whatever, and they are running their company, but they probably still have most duties like an employee. So they're self-employed. There's a big difference there. And then we've got employees. We need people that are smart. We need people to go to school and get those degrees so that they can come and work for people like us. You know what I mean? So people need to accept, because I feel like the whole world goes to, look, I need to get A, B, C, D in this sort of education for me to end up in this space. In some cases, that's not the case. Not that I'm encouraging people not to go to school. Go to school, get your education. But what I'm also saying is, look, sometimes it's not working. If it's not working, make a different plan. Don't stick to one thing. Don't stick to one thing and then wake up a couple years down the line and realize, oh, I should have been, in the music industry before getting my degree.
Yeah.
You can always pick it up later on.
Yeah.
You can always pick up that degree later on, because I feel like that's how, we were raised to, hey, look, go to school, get a job, get a house, get married, have kids. Cycle continues. But I did the whole go to school thing. And even at school, like in the middle of studying cyber forensics, I was like, oh no, this is not what I want to do. Cyber forensics was a big deal for me. It was a big deal for my family. I was like, no, but I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Business is what makes me happy.
Yeah.
And ever since I started doing business till now, it's business every single day. And I'm the happiest I've ever been. And I thank my mom and my dad for allowing me to do what I wanted to do, which is one thing as parents. Our generation, we need to do better. Let your kids do what they want to do.
Yeah.
Especially if you can support them, then good. Because it's one of those, like, after time, it's like, yo, we are waiting for you to come and take on the black tax. We need you to go to school, get a job, so that you can come and take on the black tax.
Yeah.
We need you to come and save us. But then the path is different.
I feel there's a shift with our generation. I think our generation is particularly going to struggle with issues pertaining to mental health.
Yeah.
Where our parents, our parents fostered a culture in us of, really understanding the importance in education.
Yeah.
And I think education and, knowledge and education are two different things. I think the age that we live in, we've got plenty of access. It's a choice to be ignorant, because everything
that is true.
It's within people's reach. And with that said, I'm quite radical in my thinking. I think I'm gonna take my kids to primary school. I'm gonna homeschool them for high school, and they'll decide whether or not they want to go to university. Because I think they can do quite a bit, unless if you want to be a professional in certain fields, medicine and whatnot.
Yeah.
I think you can really get by in life without necessarily getting that degree. You know.
True. Yeah.
But I feel our generation, one of the things that we really need to take heed of, the same battle that we're having with our parents of going to school just to please them, getting the degrees that we don't really care about, I think we're going to have that battle when it comes to mental health. You know, you are weak, you're just looking for attention. 'Cause our generation is depressed.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. Are we allowed to cuss on this?
No, don't cuss.
All right.
Maybe once in a while, but not yet. Right. This is the first episode. Now that you've said it, I'm actually thinking about how depressed are we? Out of 10 as a generation, what do you think?
Man, maybe 11.
Whoa.
I think it's that bad.
You think?
I think it's that bad. I come into contact with quite a bit of kids who... and the worst part is, some of these people aren't aware that they're depressed.
Okay.
You know, it's there's a pattern in their speech, negativity, just pessimistic outlook towards life.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very, and I mean, to be fair, particularly in the context of Zimbabwe, with the way circumstances are, things are difficult. Things are difficult for your, we want to talk about upwardly mobile generation, but really, does that qualify for a lot of people?
Yeah.
Chances are the person listening to this podcast is a 25-year-old, somebody who's relying on their mother or father's Wi-Fi, still living with the parents. That's the circumstance in Zimbabwe. But they've got hopes, they've got dreams,
Yeah.
They might have been A students in high school, in university. I always say this, I believe Zimbabwe is a vendor economy, and I wanted to ask you, Zim is a vendor economy. I think for the vast majority, you need to be selling something for sustenance.
Yeah.
Your formal job alone will not it won't do it. Informal people are making more money than people in formal sectors sometimes.
True.
But I know you touched on it briefly. How do you differentiate between entrepreneurship or in fact, just how do you define entrepreneurship? Can I just think some Thomas my tomatoes? Am I now an entrepreneur?
I mean, if you've got a whole bunch of people selling tomatoes for you and you're not there, then yes, you're an entrepreneur, because you've created the employment. You've got people that work for you, and you don't even need to be there for tomatoes to be sold. Yeah, you're an entrepreneur.
Okay.
But if you're the one who's selling the tomatoes, you're the one who has to go and source the tomatoes and come and sell them, then you're self-employed.
I'm a businessman.
Yeah. Most common say, when I grow up, I want to be a businessman. Hey, look, that's what it is, really. But, we shouldn't get caught up in the titles, entrepreneur, self-employed and everything. These are no jokes.
Yeah.
These are no jokes.
Yeah.
I'm sitting right here. I could tell you right now, I'm broke. I'm broke. I'm working towards not being broke.
Yeah.
I'm broke in the sense that I haven't reached the pinnacles I plan on reaching yet. I have not hit those pinnacles yet.
That ain't gonna to you're broke. That's an insult to people who are really broke, man.
You know what? Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm a rapid investor. I invest almost everything. I invest almost everything. So I could go days where it's like 3 days I'm eating maybe noodles. I'm just having noodles. I always have meat. That's one thing I make sure. But in the times where, hold on. We shouldn't
even be having this conversation.
Hold on. But in the times where I can't even afford the meat, bro, I will have noodles and I will eat whatever is there. Because I know if I'm eating meat, I'm eating noodles now, but next week I'm going to have 5-10 grand in my pocket.
You know what? I'm not even going to comment on this. I wait until we have visuals and people will just see your house. And they'll hear you say I'm broke.
But that's equipment. That's equipment, bro. Like
I'm not gonna get into this.
Okay,
man.
fine.
Fine. Gosh.
But what I'm saying is I'm not there yet. I'm not.
That
I still ask for money from people. I still go to my friends and I'm like, yo, bro, I need help.
Yeah.
I need to get out of this ditch.
Yeah.
I take risks that are major. I take risks that could have me lose everything that I own in order to make sure that tomorrow I have a brighter future. That's entrepreneurship, risk and reward. I think you can't talk about entrepreneurship without risk. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. So that's me. That's how I function.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing is I'm not afraid to ask for help. I'm not afraid to ask for help. I will come to you and I'm like, bro, I need $10.
Yeah.
Like, yo, but you're an entrepreneur. Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I haven't made it, but I need $10 right now. I need $10. I need to do A, B, C, D. I'm gonna give you back. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's what people don't understand. And for them, it's like, oh no, but I see you on Instagram and I see what you post. Yeah, you see me post, but I'm on this podcast telling you that sometimes I don't have a cent to my name.
I don't know, man. I think we need to have an episode in which we're talking about financial literacy.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's coming up.
I understand in your circumstance it's different, but I do struggle with to use the example that you gave, I struggle with someone who's, I don't want to mention net worth, but someone who's well off.
Yeah.
Someone who's okay, things are financially all right. Where do we draw the line in being humble enough to seek help when you need it and also being reckless with your funds?
Ooh, that's a very good question.
Because I know quite a bit of people who just like, they're just bad with their funds. It's not good at Panamari, but they just like, yeah.
They get given 10,000 today, 3 days they don't have anything, then they have to wait for the next 10,000 to come through.
Instagram life,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, you need to know what you're living for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everything that, for me personally, everything that I post up on Instagram is exactly what I do.
Yeah.
If you see me out in the club doing whatever, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Popo.
Leave me alone. But at the same time, it's not to put pressure on anybody. It's like, yo, look, I've had a hard week because for the past, like, take for example, since the first, I've been waking up at 4 a.m. And I've been trading with my little brother until 8 a.m. My little brother's in Canada, so we trade about 4 hours.
Yeah.
We're out here working, and then after that, you come through, we work. We've got all these other companies that we need to attend to.
Yeah.
That's all work. So it's like, for me being out there doing what I'm doing, I'm rewarding myself for that. For me putting out this podcast, that's the work. Yeah. For me doing Mindset Monday, that's the work. For me doing the book club, for me doing all that, that's the work I'm putting in. I'm putting in work, but at the same time, when you see me on the ground, I don't rest. When I sleep 2-3 hours, that's the work. So allow me to then go out and enjoy with my friends. Allow me to go and pop bottles. Allow me to go on vacation for that one day of the year that I'm taking a vacation.
Yeah.
Allow me to do that. Allow me to spend the little that I've gotten to, just kind of reward myself. Because that's one thing we always forget to do. We forget to reward ourselves for the work we've done.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we start feeling like, oh, we aren't really working for anything.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I working for?
You've got to live still.
You've got to live still. Do you know that I'd never been to Kariba my whole life until this year?
A word.
I'd never been.
A really hard place, yeah.
I'd never been to Kariba until last year, 2020.
Yeah.
I'd never been there. Why not? I'd barely ever been to Vic Falls. But then 2019, I went to Vic Falls. No, 2020, I went to Vic Falls, like what? I think I went to Vic Falls end of 2019 and then 2020 again or whatever. All these places. I'd never really gone. This 2020, I actually went on vacation.
Moved quite a bit,
I moved quite a bit. It's like, oh, okay, this is good. I like it.
And Zimbabwe is quite a beautiful place, man.
It is.
I mean, I highly recommend Vumba, Kariba. There's just a lot of amazing spaces. If you are listening to this podcast, don't be like Will. 2 hours of sleep is bad. Not even that. At least 5 hours.
5. No,
5
5.
hours.
5. That's a stretch.
That's healthy. That's healthy.
No, bro. Like 2 sleep cycles. I think 2 sleep cycles you're good. 2 sleep cycles you're good, depending on how tired you are. 3 hours of sleep you're good. 2 hours not so healthy. 3 hours you're right. 4 hours okay. Nah. 5 hours now that's luxury. 6, 7, 8.
Are you doing 2 hours of sleep every day? 2-3 hours of sleep every day?
Well, I funny enough, I did that. I did 2-3 hours of sleep every day for almost 4-5 years. And then I don't know where the energy comes from. I'm like an energizer bunny. I've got that Duracell kick, and then we just go. But Now look now.
I was
Now
gonna
I'm
ask
resting
a question.
more. Okay,
but
hit
I
me.
mean, since I can't cuss, it's yeah.
Well, the question has to involve cussing.
No, it's a bit explicit, a little bit. You know, if you're doing 2-3 hours on special days, what is happening?
There are no special days. Thanks, SHALdo.
Oh my god.
You squeeze it in between. You squeeze it in between the schedule during the day or in the night. Because I don't have time. I don't have a set time that I work. That's also the biggest problem, and I like it like that.
Yeah.
Because I've got clients all over the world. So Australia, Canada, UK. So it's like when I'm trying to sleep, someone's trying to hit me up.
Man.
A, B, C, D. There's so much going on around the world. It's like, yo, I need to be up. So now I've gotten into a business venture with my little brother where half the time, if I'm sleeping, he's probably up handling what needs to be handled. And I do have business partners in Australia, business partners in China, which is almost the same time zone anyway. But yeah, I've got business partners in the UK. I'm getting to that level. I'm getting to that level where I don't have to be hands-on. I've already started getting more employees than I had before because I wanted to do everything by myself, which is something that, you know, people that are very picky and people that are very, almost like, what should I say? People that, what do you call it? Oh, perfectionists. Mm-hmm. I used to be so much of a perfectionist. I had to reduce. I don't know how I reduced it. Now I'm a semi-perfectionist, but it's not so bad.
Okay.
So I always wanted to do everything by myself, which was a big issue for me because I couldn't.
You want it done right, do it yourself.
Yeah, I couldn't delegate to anybody. But I'm happy to say, like, you know, I think the Forex trading company, that was the first one where I literally didn't have to be hands-on. I just let it run. Yeah. You know, so now I'm kind of sort of an entrepreneur in that sense. You know, being a serial entrepreneur is hard because you got all these businesses and you're like, okay, I've got to handle everything. So you're admin, you're accounting, you're marketing, you're everything.
Yes, yeah, that's quite bad.
Yeah, so the Forex trading company, that's the first one that was fully, you know, that's fully independent now. I don't have to be there for it to run. Everything else, we're getting there. So 2020, probably 3-4 of my businesses, I'm going to let them go like that.
I am cool with that. I am just, you know, advising whoever is listening, get your sleep.
Yeah, don't sleep too much. Sleep. Yeah. Don't sleep too much. You end up broke.
I mean, you talk about Gary Vee quite a bit. Gary Vee emphasizes, when I'm awake, I'm highly productive. But when I sleep, I sleep.
Yeah, and you know what? And when I sleep.
2 hours.
2 or 3 hours, yes. Let me tell you why. Because it takes me 0.5 seconds to knock out. I am the worst
2
person.
3 hours?
You know what? Whatever. It's fine. I'm going to cancel you just now if you're not careful. But... oh my word, we've touched on quite a bit. We've just touched on random things. This is a conversation that we wanted to have the conversation. Look, you know, they say charity begins at home. Or why not if we have the first podcast with someone I spend a lot of time with and I'm going to be spending a lot of time with this year. You know, because, yeah, he knows what I go through. He sees me working. He sees me grinding. And I see him working. I see him grinding. Oh, for those who don't know, SHALdo is also a poet. Spoken word artist, if I should say.
It's poet.
Poetry.
Spoken word artist.
Yeah, he's a dangerous one. Stay away from him. He just twists words and make them seem what they're not all the time. But yeah, so 2021. Look, guys, we're definitely being intentional about everything. So, let me explain a couple of things. 2021 is the year of intention. The reason why I said it's the year of intention, because I feel like we do a lot of planning, but we don't move. We don't execute. So the intention is to execute. So this year is the year of intention. I want you guys, so we're going to be using the hashtag year of intention. Another hashtag we're going to be using this year is TPTB, the power that be. The power that be, in the sense that you have the power to be in control of your mindset. You are the power that can change your life. I don't know if that makes sense, but TPTB. And what other hashtag do we have? The Will-Kae experience, obviously, that's for this podcast. We also have the book club, which you guys will see everywhere. What else? Tuesday Truths. That's gonna be interesting. Tuesday Truths. Well, yeah, we're just gonna say a whole lot of stuff, good stuff. Yeah, I won't spill much of that, and we're going to reflect together every week. That's definitely going to be a good one. Just reflecting, just 1 minute reflection videos. So for those who don't know, just find me on YouTube. Find me on Instagram. You know what? Just search at Willard Kachere everywhere. That's my handle, at WILLARD KACHERE. You'll find me everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, and the only thing that's different is my Snapchat. It's actually Will-Kae. But
you've got Snapchat.
Yeah, I've got Snapchat. I've got TikTok also.
Yeah, don't be defensive about it.
I'm not foreign.
What are you being defensive about it?
Hey, bro, I don't know. I just took offense. I don't know why. But anyway, so thanks guys for listening and tuning in. Every Wednesday we will drop a podcast. We don't have a set time yet, but we'll tell you guys when we'll drop an episode every single Wednesday. That gives you guys 52 episodes this year. And hopefully that comes out the way we want it to come out. Look, it's the year of intention, and sometimes when you don't achieve your goals, it's okay. As long as you've done your best and you've given it your best shot, it's totally fine. I need you guys to know that. It's okay to not achieve everything you want to achieve in a year, because there's always time, but at the same time, don't be relaxed. Don't be relaxed about it. You have to be very intentional. And for me, it's always, if I give my best at something and I can't do anything more, even if it doesn't work out, it's totally fine. And I want you guys to also fall in love with failing. When you fail and you reflect and then you get back up and you make sure you don't repeat the same mistakes, that's what makes this process nice. That's what makes this process worth it. Because for a long time, I feel like people fail and then they just back off, but they're really onto something. And then when we come along, as entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, we pick up, we're like, oh, okay, cool. You're running a business. Oh, this is the mistake you made. For you, you're not feeling very motivated, but I will come and pick up that same idea, and then, it comes to life, and then you've already lost out. So don't be discouraged, don't be disheartened even when you fail. Fall in love with failing, but at the same time, failing, my mentor always used to say, it stands for first attempt in learning. So with the first attempt, always, go for the second attempt and see how it goes. And then if you've totally failed, then it's totally fine. Just move on to the next thing and let's go. But anyway, I'm going to leave this time to SHALdo. He probably has some smart stuff to say, as he always has. So there you go.
Get 5 hours of sleep at least.
We're not doing that.
No, man. Listen, I think last year was a very difficult year. We lost quite a bit of lives. I just want to emphasize on the need, the importance to socially distance, mask up, have your sanitizer, wash your hands as regularly as you possibly can, and man, life is such a precious, beautiful gift. Whilst we still have it, let's do the best we can. We've got a bunch of things that we've got planned, but don't forget to live your life, because tomorrow's not promised, except for the sun. So with the time that you've got, enjoy it. Get 5 hours of sleep.
Okay, and to close it off, because I've been saying start where you are the whole time. This week, for those who missed out, this week's quote said something like do you remember this week's quote?
I remember it.
You remember it?
I remember it.
I'm the one who wrote it and I don't even remember it. Oh my God.
The greatest liability in life.
I like that. That's why it's my right hand man. The greatest liability in life is a person who is able but not willing. Yeah. Exactly. So I always say I work with the willing, not with the able, because everyone can. But the question is, who's willing to take you to the next step, to the next stage? So the greatest liability is a person who is able but not willing. So get rid of liabilities. Even in business, liabilities are the first thing you need to get rid of, because for you to make profit, it's always, income less expenses, and liabilities will always have a way down on your profit. So guys, you guys keep it real, and thank you for listening and tuning in to the Will-Kae Experience. I'll catch you guys next Wednesday.